Hi, welcome to day 3. During this COVID-19 pandemic, we've been learning a lot of new words or becoming acquainted or reacquainted with some words that have in some ways become part of our daily vocabulary, or at least we hear them on the news. Things like personal protective equipment, face masks, N95 masks, forehead thermometers, community transmissions, clusters, contact tracing, epidemics and pandemics, respirators, ventilators, second wave, third wave, and we hear these words being used a lot. And then things more in the workplace, like essential workers, work from home, WFM, Zoom meetings, supporting small businesses, supporting local businesses, things like curbside deliveries, contactless deliveries or pickup. So many different ways and new ways of doing things, especially now as they're starting to reopen the economy. One of the things that kind of, a part of that, I think, is there's a great sense of creativity. For example, face masks. It seems like everybody and their dog almost is making face masks, or you can go on the internet and see tutorials for them, and you can make them out of socks, you can make them out of all sorts of things. I'm not doing that. We've ordered some, we have some, but I'm not going to attempt that. Some of the things with face masks is, the things that go around the back as well, and people are saying, oh, do they match my glasses, or about the color of my eyes, and, sort of trying to not make light of it, but at least try to kind of embrace the new reality of some of those things. Creativity during this time of people having birthday parties or not having them, graduations and things that are being missed. And so we've got, drive-by, birthday parties. There's, graduations where I've seen some young gals trying on their dresses, and then they're showing these pictures all around, and just like various things to kind of celebrate during this time, and showing a lot of creativity, a lot of jokes and memes around on social media about haircuts. Most of us are well due for a haircut at this point, and as I'm recording this, in the last day or two, some of the things are reopening in Ontario, and one of them is a dog grooming, services. And of course, there's lots of jokes going on about, well, maybe we should just, make an appointment to get our hair done at the dog place because barbershops and salons are not open. And of course, we know the reasons for that. And so there's creativity there. There's, some of it fun, but just, trying to kind of work through it. With businesses trying to, offer their services, sell what they're selling, but a new way to do it, something different. And this is what we're finding in our worship as well. I mean, at the core, we've had Facebook Live. I don't know how long that's been going on. And some places have done that before, but now it's a whole new thing where the core officer and others are working at trying to provide times for us to worship together, and having to be creative about that. Many years ago, some of you will remember, there was a thing called cassette tape ministry, and a lot of the cores, other churches as well, would tape Sunday services, and then they'd just be the little cassette tapes, and they would take them or mail them to shut-ins, and those in seniors and so forth. And then I guess years before that, there was something called Thoughts for the Inner Man, I believe, and they were little radio spots, and they would be on there, and it would be a way of reaching people who didn't hear the gospel, and they would be, my understanding, sort of on the radio and be like a little commercial thing. Well, now, we're trying, like, we're not able to meet together in churches, but people are listening, and we don't know who. There's a lot of people who, as the saying is, wouldn't be caught dead in church. But, during these days, we don't know who's listening to devotions, to Sunday services, and there's so many services. There's so many things available, and we hope and pray that people are listening. But there is a great sense of creativity needed. to do that, and to just to figure out how we're going to do this, the technology and so forth. And that we do hope and pray that as people hear and see, that as we worship together in that way, that people will come to know Jesus through that. Psalm 100 says, "Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations." And I do hope and pray that you will be blessed today as you worship, as we worship together through technology, but also as that we pray that others would hear the gospel at this time as well. May God bless you.